Precision build. Right there! Right there!
Once you clear the exterior.
Got the range!
What's up, Division 2 agents? Welcome back to the channel. It's D Werewolf Gaming, back in action. And today we're taking a deep dive into one of the most underrated hybrid damage survivability gear sets in the Division 2, the Umbra Initiative Gear Set. This set is built around one goal, rewarding aggressive tactical movement while giving you the damage output and the self-sustain you need to dominate heroic and even pushing to legendary content. The Umbra Initiative works in two phases, out of cover and in cover, and mastering that rhythm is what turns the set into a monster. When you step out of cover, the talent from the shadows starts feeding your offensive, instantly giving you 10 stacks per second up to 50, and each stacks adds 1.2% critical hit damage and 0.4% RPM. At max stacks, that's a massive 60% critical hit damage and 20% increase in RPM, letting you melt enemies before they can even react. Then you slide back into cover, the set switches into its survivability mode, with into the light. While you are out of cover, you are also building 10 stacks per second to 50, and once you were back in cover, each stack gives 0.8% armor regeneration, allowing up to 40% armor regeneration to immediately refill your health bar. The result is a smooth loop, push out of cover for huge damage, dip back into cover for instant armor refill, and repeat, giving you a perfect balance of burst DPS, crit uptime, and built-in survivability that fits aggressive players and fast-paced encounters perfectly. If this is the type of gear set that you'd be looking forward to, agents, stick around and let's go over this build. Alright, so our primary weapon we will be using in today's gameplay will be the Lotus high-end assault rifle, but any weapon works good. I did use this build with the Eagle Bearer and also the Bighorn as well, so like I said, agents, use any weapon you prefer, but overall this gun is fully maxed out with a weapon expertise of 30%, and that third attribute I do recommend you roll to that damage to target out of cover. Alright, the weapon handling is pretty good on this gun, and we do have a really fast reload time of 1.44 seconds. Alright, the talent is what truly stands out on this gun. It's called Perfect Streamline. This increases weapon damage by 47% when those skills are on cooldown. So basically, when utilizing this weapon, you don't really want to use your skills. As far as the mods, we do have 5% critical hit chance plus 15 rounds and 10% critical hit damage mods. For our secondary weapon, it doesn't really matter, but we did use the Scorpio shotgun just in case when those enemies get up close, we can take them out pretty quick. Overall, this is an amazing weapon. The talent is what truly stands out. It's called Septic Shock, and basically shooting the target applies the stacks of venom, which lasts for 10 seconds. Increasing stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. At 2 stacks, you apply poison, 4 you disorient, at 6 you apply shock, and at 9 targets take an additional 20% damage from all sources, but stacks no longer occur. The duration of the status effects is based on the percentage pellets that actually hit the target. The mods that come in this gun you cannot change. 10% increase in reload speed, 10% critical hit chance, 10% weapon handling, and 10% increase in stability. Alright, we did use the quick step pistol just for that movement speed bonus, and basically you get 20% increase in movement speed bonus, but it does not stack with any other movement speed bonuses in the game. We are utilizing 4 pieces of the Umbra Initiative set, which gives 15% increase in critical hit chance, 30% increase in reload, and the talent is called From the Shadows and Into the Light. While in cover, you gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give you 1.2% critical hit damage and increase 0.4% increase in RPM. The buff does not apply while shooting from cover, so you have to be standing up to take. First, you want to get in cover, let it build up, get out of cover, and then that will proc. And while out of cover, you will be building stacks as well. You will also be losing stacks on that first talent. Basically, while out of cover, you gain 10 stacks per second up to 50 stacks, and each stack gives 0.8% armor regeneration when it is consumed. So, and you also consume 10 stacks per second only while in cover. So this is the second talent gives you the survivability while you're in cover, and the first talent gives you that increase in critical hit damage. and increasing rate of fire. So basically get up to 6% increase in critical hit damage and the rate of fire by 20%, and up to 40% increase in armor repair whenever these talents are active. As far as our core attribute, we do have weapon damage, and the attributes on this mask on all the gear pieces will either be critical hit chance or critical hit damage. For the chest, we are utilizing the Umbra Initiative chest. For the core attribute, we do have an armor core, and the talent is that comes on the chest is called From the Shadows. Basically increases max stacks from the shadows from 50 to 100 and gain from 10 to 20 cover bonus as well. So overall, like I said, this chest piece worked great, but there are other options that would have worked great in this build as well. This is just one of the many variations of how I run this gear set. For the holster, we do have a critical for the core attribute is a weapon damage with a 6% critical hit chance attribute. For the knee pads, we do have a weapon damage core as well for the core attribute with another 6% critical hit chance attribute. And for the gloves agents, we are utilizing the overdog exotic gloves. It automatically comes with a weapon damage core for the core attribute, and the attributes will be either critical hit chance or critical hit damage. The talent is what truly stands out. It's called Weakest Link. This amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemies while you're in combat, according to the tier hierarchy. So basically start at tier 3, work your way up, but the main goal should be to fire at all times. That way at some point you will be proccing that talent and getting that 30% increase in amplified damage. This worked great agents because overall this gear set gives you all the survivability you need. And for the backpack, we did have a Seska backpack, which gives you automatically 8% critical hit chance with one piece on. For the core attribute, we did have an armor core. And again, those attributes would be either critical hit chance or critical hit damage. The talent we did have on it was vigilance. This increases total weapon damage by 25%, but taking damage disables the buff for 4 seconds. This talent works great because it gives you that burst damage up front. But like I said, when you do take damage, you will lose that buff. Another talent that I would recommend, and that is the Unstoppable talent, Unstoppable Force. Killing an enemy increases total weapon damage by 5% for 15 seconds. This stacks up to 5 times, so that is 25% increase in weapon damage. And keep in mind, you do have to stack this up, but each kill does refresh this talent, and if you take damage, you don't lose the buff. So I recommend using that as well. And the Grupo Sombro backpack would have worked great in this build as well. So ultimately, this was another great option. We are utilizing the Crocheted Shield, just give us a little bit of extra protection. And as you see in the gameplay agents, whenever I was using the shield, I was still doing pretty good damage still with the Lud Assault Rifle. And since we are on Heroic, I was using the Revival Hive just to get a second chance to get back up if we did go down. Agents, as you can see, no global or seasonal modifiers are active. Let's take a look at our weapon stats. With the Lud Assault Rifle, we have 164,000, 42 weapon damage with a critical hit chance of 60%. We're probably over cap on that right there, but I do need to form for some more gear pieces. And we do have 137% critical hit damage. For the headshot, we do have 75% increase in headshot damage. And let's take a look at our armor. This build is pretty squishy, but it works great with this type particular gear set. We do have 1,101,986 armor with 110,199 armor on the kill. This build has 0 armor regeneration, but keep in mind the gear set gives you armor regeneration. So overall, this is an amazing gear set, especially if you never tried it, agents. I do recommend you give it a try. It's one that I've been sitting on for a while, haven't used it in a while, and I decided it was time to pull it back out. That increased rate of fire is really fun. And on top of that, you're getting critical hit damage as well. This gear set is often overshadowed by the Strikers gear set or even the Heartbreakers gear set. All right, for the class specialization, we did go with Gunner because every third reload is 50% faster. You do get 10% armor back on kill, and your rate of fire is increased by 5% for 5 seconds after kill. On top of that, agents, you do generate 10% of your ammo capacity every 60 seconds, and party members will receive 5% of that. And also, when you remain motionlessly for at least 1 second, you will get 10% increase in weapon handling. All right, last but not least, agents, don't forget to equip the correct weapon element to get your bonus and 15% increase in weapon damage. It can make a difference in the amount of damage you're doing in the gameplay. As always, agents, I appreciate each and every one of you for your value, time, and continued support. It really does mean a lot, especially those who always take time to give the video a thumbs up or at least leave some type of constructive feedback. It really does help to push the content on the channel. Stick around, agents. As usual, you're going to finish up the rest of this mission. As always, agents, stay strong, stay sharp, D-Werewolf out.
System curtailed. System restored. System malfunctioning. System reactivated. System curtailed. System back online. System disrupted.
Concentrating fire.
System restored.
Locked on.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
In step.
Electronic device detected.
Probably a computer. See if there's anything useful on there.
Engaging the vision agent. Roger that. Respond. Never dead, asshole. Confirmed.
Activity in the mall, but I can't tell.
Satellite uplink detected.
Find the source and cut it off.
Drone active.
Bypassing encryption. Terminating satellite uplink.
I read you. Bees. Stand by, I'm coming in.
uplink has been disconnected.
Sending in drones.
Zero.
Whoever Lane is,
System curtailed. System reactivated.
This doesn't end well for you. Getting my crosshair. Going in. Engaging enemy. Trying to hook around us.
this sounded like a hell of a...
Target on top of us. Fire.
The remaining Black Tusk have... our control. Good work.